Here we are in the land of Israel, celebrating the second day of Chanukah, and I would like to share some of the holy and beautiful words of the great philosopher and Jew Philo of Alexandria, who was a Greek-speaking Jew who wrote the oldest commentary that we possess on the Torah. This holiday is celebrated by many as a rejection of Greek culture, but that's kind of ironic because in so many ways all of Judaism has been and is still very much influenced in a very positive way by Greek culture, and especially the philosophical tradition. And this is one of the most beautiful examples. This is the verse, a commentary on the verse at the beginning of Genesis, "Let there be light." And air and light he considered worthy of the preeminence, for the one he called the breath of God, because it is air which is the most life-giving of things, and of life the cause is God. And the other he called light, because it is surpassingly beautiful, for that which is perceptible only by intellect is far more brilliant and splendid than that which is seen by the physical senses. As I conceive also the sun is than darkness, or day than night, or the intellect than any other of the outward senses by which men judge, that is, the physical senses, insomuch as it is the guide of the entire soul. In other words, intellect is the guide of the soul, so necessarily more splendid and wise than any of the physical senses that we have that are the guides of our body, or the eyes than any other part of the body. And the invisible divine reason, perceptible only by intellect, he calls the image of God. And this indeed is the very source of the view of the Rambam, which is such a foundational idea in our tradition. And the image of this image, that is, the image of the reason, which is the image of God, is that light. Light is the image of reason, of the highest quality of a human being. This light is perceptible only by the intellect, which is the image of the divine reason, which has explained its generation, and it is a star above the heavens. And what Philo says here in the Greek, he explains that it's a super celestial star, not a physical star, but as we'll see, the source of all physical stars. So he says, and it is a star above the heavens, a super celestial star, the source of those stars which are perceptible by the external physical senses. And if anyone were to call it universal light, he would not be very wrong, since it is from that the sun and the moon and all the other planets and fixed stars derive their due light in proportion as each has power given to it. That unmingled and pure light being obscured when it begins to change, according to the change from that which is perceptible only by the intellect to that which is perceptible by the external senses, for none of those things which are perceptible to the external senses is pure. And here the point is, to summarize, is that light comes from the highest source. That's a beautiful thing that we see even in physics, where Einstein says light's the only thing in our physical reality that remains constant. And that idea of constancy, of changelessness, is the very mark of the divine. So light that we see has an aspect of the divine, even recognized by our physical sciences. So that the highest source of light, being an image of the divine reason, of the divine mind, it comes from this highest incorporeal or non-physical place and descends by degrees lower and lower into the physical world. So it comes from this highest pure place, and then as it is extended through the physical world and through the sun and through our atmosphere and through our experience and through fire, light becomes impure to the degree it's now related to the physical world. But this is really a great context to explain the meaning of Hanukkah, because Hanukkah is a celebrate of the reestablishment of the light of the Holy Temple. And that light, even though it's a physical light, it's connected through holy channels to be a way in which that pure light from the beyond the physical comes into our physical world. So it becomes an expression of godly power and God's reality in our physical world. And Hanukkah celebrates the reestablishment of the temple during the time of the Greek wars. But today in exile, where we don't have a temple, the lighting of the menorah is our way where we can shine that light through the mitzvah or the commandment that the rabbis have given us. Gives us the opportunity in each of our homes to express that light and connect it to that source of purity and to reflect the godly power that pervades every aspect of our reality in our world. Happy Hanukkah.